Let's get right into it. Number 1, pus nature's zit soup. You know that weird, gross yellow-green goo that shows up when you cut yourself and then ignore it long enough for it to start its own colony? Yeah, that's pus. Everyone hates it. Everyone pretends they don't want to poke it, but deep down, you do. Pus is basically your immune system's recycling bin mixed with a smoothie nobody asked for. It's a chaotic blend of dead white blood cells, bacteria corpses, and leftover tissue sludge. Imagine a battlefield where thousands of tiny immune soldiers fought valiantly, died dramatically, and then their bodies were all shoved into one nasty, festering soup. That's what's sitting under your scab. And your body is like, yeah, this is fine. Don't worry, just let it cook for a bit. Why? Because pus is basically proof that your immune system is winning. It's evidence that bacteria are being murdered by the millions. Think of it as the highlight reel of your immune system's WWE SmackDown, just liquefied. The best part. Your body doesn't even try to drain it right away. It just lets it sit there like some sort of disgusting victory trophy. And then one day, the pressure gets too much and pop instant horror movie special effects. So yeah, pus may look like the contents of a rotting pumpkin, but it's actually your body saying, congrats, champ, that you survived. A little gross, sure, but at least it's better than the alternative no pus, which means the bacteria won. And trust me, you don't want bacteria winning anything. Number 2, fever self-cooking mode. You ever wake up sweating through your sheets, shivering while also feeling like your brain is being slow roasted? Congratulations, you've experienced the immune system's version of turn it off and back on again. Fever is your body basically cranking the thermostat so high that bacteria and viruses start freaking out, like you just raised the rent. The logic is actually solid. Most invaders like bacteria are little Goldilocks creatures. They thrive in comfy body temperatures around 98°C degrees. But when your immune system slams that up to 101 or 102, suddenly they're at a rave they didn't sign up for. Proteins start misfolding, reproduction slows, and your immune cells who love the sauna get faster and more aggressive. The downside, you feel like you're dying because your brain is literally overheating, but your immune system doesn't care about comfort, it cares about survival. It's like setting your house on fire just to smoke out the burglars. And of course, there's the sweating. That moment when your fever finally breaks and your body decides to turn you into a human waterfall. It's disgusting, it's sticky, and your sheets will smell like despair. But that sweat is also proof you cooked the germs out. You're free. Until you have to wash your pillowcase, and then you realize the real sickness was in the laundry basket all along. Number 3, snot slime defense system. Nothing says romantic dinner date like blowing your nose into a napkin and realizing you've just produced half a cup of neon slime. Snot is one of those things you don't think about until you have too much of it. And then suddenly, your entire personality is just nasal blockage. Here's the deal. Snot is basically glue your immune system makes to trap invaders. Dust, pollen, viruses, they all get stuck in this gooey net. Imagine Spider-Man, except he lives inside your face and his webs are endlessly refillable. When you're sick, your body cranks production into overdrive. We're talking gallons of the stuff. Ever felt like your skull was just a leaky faucet? That's because your mucous membranes are flooding the system to flush out germs. It's both genius and revolting, like a self-cleaning oven that sprays slime everywhere. The worst part, though, is the color change. Clear mucus means you're fine, but then it shifts to yellow, green, even brown sometimes. That's literally dead immune cells and bacteria turning your face juice into swamp water. And you're expected to just carry on like a functioning adult while leaking alien ooze out of your nose. So yeah, snot is disgusting, but without it, every breath would basically be an open invitation to germs. And trust me, you don't want your lungs to be the Airbnb of bacteria. Number 4, coughing the human leaf blower. Nothing like a cough to make you feel like a medieval plague rat in public. One second you're fine, the next you're blasting a sound that makes strangers recoil like you just confessed to licking doorknobs for fun. But coughing isn't just you being annoying, it's your immune system staging a high-powered eviction. Here's how it works when your airways get clogged with mucus, dust, or pathogens. Your body slams the eject button. Your diaphragm and chest muscles contract so hard, they launch air out of your lungs at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. That's right, you basically become a biological leaf blower. Except instead of autumn leaves, it's germs, snot, and occasionally that tiny piece of granola you inhaled wrong. The worst part is how violent it feels. Your ribs ache, your throat burns, and sometimes you cough so hard you accidentally produce bonus materials like tears, drool, or if you're very unlucky, a little urine. But from your immune system's point of view, that's a success. It's not worried about your dignity, it's just happy the infection didn't get cozy in your lungs. So while you're apologizing to your coworkers for sounding like a dying seal, remember, you're not just gross, you're also doing crowd control for germs. You're basically an unwilling exorcist, and the demon is mucus. Number 5, Scabs edible band-aids. Let's be honest, scabs are both fascinating and disgusting. You scrape your knee, and within hours your body goes full construction worker. It pours in platelets, hardens them into a crust, and voila, you've got yourself a temporary wall of dried blood. Nature's duct tape. But scabs aren't just ugly band-aids, they're like a medieval castle wall, sealing in the wound while your cells party underneath, repairing tissue and fending off bacteria. The downside. They itch like crazy. That's your body's way of saying, hey, healing is happening, but it feels more like a psychological endurance test. And of course, there's the universal human urge picking at them. Everyone does it, nobody admits it. Your brain knows the scab is protecting you, but your fingers are like, what if we just ripped this protective barrier off for no reason? Then you do, and suddenly the wound is bleeding again, and the cycle restarts. Congratulations, you've just turned healing into a group project. Some animals even eat their scabs for the protein, which means yes, if you've ever caught yourself sampling, you're technically just being resource efficient. Still gross though. In the end, scabs are your body's crunchy little construction hats. Functional, a little unsightly, and way too tempting to mess with. Number 6, diarrhea, the emergency evacuation. Nothing makes you question your life choices like being held hostage by your own bathroom. Diarrhea isn't just your stomach betraying you, it's your immune system pulling the fire alarm. Basically, when your gut detects toxins, bacteria, or viruses, it decides the best solution is to flush everything out immediately, with extreme prejudice. It's less digestive system and more high-pressure water slide of doom. The logic is solid pathogens don't get time to multiply if they're being yeeted out at high speed. But of course, it comes at the cost of your dignity, your hydration, and sometimes your bathroom wallpaper. The grossest part, it's not just food. Diarrhea is also immune cells, fluids, and electrolytes rushing to the front lines. Your gut lining literally leaks water on purpose to dilute toxins. It's basically your intestines opening every emergency exit at once. Sure, it works, but it also means you can't trust a fart for days, and that's a level of psychological warfare your immune system definitely doesn't warn you about. So yeah, diarrhea is awful, but it's also a brutal reminder that your body would rather humiliate you than let germs set up shop. True survival mode. Number 7, swelling meat balloon defense. Ever twist your ankle and watch it slowly inflate like a balloon animal gone wrong? That's swelling, also known as inflammation, and it's your immune system's way of sending the cavalry. When you're injured or infected, blood vessels widen, immune cells flood in, and the area basically turns into Times Square on New Year's Eve, but with way more fluid and way less confetti. The whole point is to wall off the injury and pump the area with healing juice. Think of it as your body wrapping the wound in bubble wrap, except instead of cushioning, it's just puffing you up like a microwaved hot dog. The redness, heat, and puffiness are all signs of the immune system going full party mode. The side effects. You look ridiculous. Ever stubbed a finger and suddenly it's the size of a sausage? You can't even bend it, but your body's like, don't worry, we're fixing it. Meanwhile, you're trying to type an email with one hand because your thumb looks like it joined the Hulk's cosplay club. So yeah, swelling is gross, inconvenient, and often painful, but underneath that meat balloon, immune cells are patching you up like microscopic construction workers. It's a shame the project manager is incompetent and doesn't care how bloated you look in the meantime. Number 8, tonsil stones, throat pebbles. If you've ever coughed and found a tiny, smelly nugget in your mouth that looked like a piece of alien chalk, congratulations, you've discovered tonsil stones. These little monsters form when food particles, dead cells, and bacteria get trapped in the crypts of your tonsils. Over time, they calcify into tiny rocks of shame. The worst part isn't how they look, it's how they smell. Tonsil stones release sulfur compounds, which is science's polite way of saying dragon breath. You could brush, floss, gargle mouthwash, even chew an entire forest of mint gum and still smell like the inside of a dumpster. And yet, your immune system allows this horror show because those tonsils are basically checkpoints. They trap incoming pathogens before they get deeper into your body. The stones. Just a side effect of your body being too good at catching stuff. It's like a filter that never gets cleaned out. Some people actually fish them out with Q-tips or water picks, which is equal parts satisfying and nauseating. But hey, that's just DIY maintenance for your throat cave. So yeah, tonsil stones are disgusting little throat goblins, but at least they're proof your immune system is trying to keep you alive, with breath so bad it could kill other people too. Number 9, sweat, the salty germ shield. Sure, sweat is usually just your body's AC system, but did you know it also moonlights as a germ deterrent? That salty, sticky film you produce when you're nervous, working out, or standing in line at the DMV is actually loaded with antimicrobial peptides. In plain English, your sweat is low-key toxic to bacteria. Basically, while you're out here ruining shirts and smelling like a gym sock, your immune system is coating you in liquid hand sanitizer. The salt alone can dry out and kill some microbes, while special proteins in sweat straight up punch holes in bacterial cell walls. So yes, you are technically marinating in your own defense system. The problem sweat mixes with skin bacteria and then bam body odor, which is the trade-off. You're less likely to get skin infections, but more likely to smell like you've been fermenting onions in your armpits. And sure, deodorant helps, but that's just masking nature's attempt at survival. In reality, your stink is your immune system flexing. You're gross, but also weirdly powerful, like if Wolverine smelled like a locker room. Number 10, earwax, the sticky gatekeeper. You ever dig around with a cotton swab and pull out something that looks like a caramelized raisin? Yeah, that's earwax. Disgusting to look at, weirdly satisfying to remove, and absolutely essential for keeping your head from becoming a germ Airbnb. Earwax, scientifically known as cerumen, isn't just random goo. It's a cocktail of oils, sweat, dead skin cells, and a bunch of chemicals your body cooks up to trap dirt and murder bacteria. Picture it as fly paper for germs, but installed right at the entrance of your skull. Any intruder that dares to crawl in gets stuck, poisoned, and eventually pushed out. The wax even comes in 2 flavors, wet and sticky hello, genetics from Africa and Europe, or dry and flaky common in East Asia. Neither is glamorous, both are gross, but they all do the same job: protect your delicate ear canal from turning into a petri dish. The irony, the more you obsessively clean it, the worse you make things. Shoving a cotton swab in there doesn't remove wax, it just rams it deeper, creating a plug the size of a Lego. Suddenly you're half deaf, at the doctor's office, getting your ear power washed like it's a dirty sidewalk. So yeah, earwax is nasty, but it's also your immune system's bouncer. No cover charge, no germs allowed, sticky, but effective. Number 11, vomiting, the Exorcist special. Few things make you question your existence like projectile vomiting. 1 minute you're fine, the next your stomach decides it's auditioning for a horror film, and while it feels like your organs are trying to escape, what's really happening is your immune system staging an emergency purge. When your brain detects toxins, maybe from spoiled food, alcohol, or that gas station sushi you swore looked fine, it hits the eject button. Muscles in your stomach and diaphragm contract violently, and your body basically catapults everything out at once. It's like your digestive system shouting, "We're not negotiating, everything must go." It's disgusting, it's violent, and the cleanup is humiliating. But here's the kicker: vomiting is one of the fastest, most effective ways to stop toxins before they spread. In other words, while you're on the bathroom floor swearing you'll never eat nachos again, your body just saved your life. Plus, vomiting is contagious not in the germ sense, but in the sympathy gag sense. Watching someone else hurl can trigger you too, which is maybe the most twisted evolutionary feature of all. If one person eats poison berries, the rest of the tribe gets an instant puke alarm. Teamwork, baby. So yeah, vomiting feels like you're dying, but really it's just your body pulling a dramatic performance to make sure you don't. Number 12, Boogers pocket-sized germ jars. They're sticky, they're crusty, and kids think they're gourmet snacks boogers, the dried up cousins of snot. They form when mucus already working overtime trapping dust and pathogens dries out in your nose, leaving behind little crumbly germ storage units. It's basically your body's way of creating single-use Tupperware for bacteria. Every booger is a snapshot of what you've been breathing in dust. Pollen, viral hitchhikers, all neatly shrink-wrapped in nose crust. Gross, but kind of impressive. Of course, humans being humans, some people pick them. And then, well, let's just say immune systems weren't designed to account for our own stupidity. You're supposed to blow them out, not reintroduce them via finger delivery. Still, the logic stands. Boogers are disgusting little germ jars that quietly keep your lungs from being polluted every second of every day. And for that, they deserve, well, not thanks, but maybe a polite nod before you flick them away. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.